Hello world, welcome back to STRC. I wanted to shoot a video today talking about what I consider to be the best 32 pitch conversion for your Traxxas two-wheel drive vehicle. So this will apply to the Slash two-wheel drive, the Stampede, the Rustler, and the Bandit. They basically all have the exact same transmission, and so this will work on all of them. So there are a few different options for converting to a 32 pitch spur gear. The most common and I guess the cheapest is to just get a JATO spur gear. So that'll basically just fit right on in place of the stock spur gear, or work with your stock slipper, all that kind of stuff. But not a big fan of that option because the main problem is that your spur gear cover just doesn't fit anymore. It's like sticks out too far, and so this thing just won't fit right on. So you'll get dirt, rocks, grass, all that stuff in your transmission. Second option is to get a hot racing steel spur gear. So they make, I think, a 58 tooth spur gear. It's made out of steel, so people often think, oh well, that must be better because it's steel, right? I keep breaking spur gears, I want to get a steel spur gear, and then so they stick that on. Not a big fan of that one. Again, number one, it's heavy. But number two is that I like to run plastic spur gears because it basically acts as kind of like a fuse in your drivetrain. So if something gets jammed or something gets stuck, if your bearings are seized, something like that, you want the spur gear to break. You don't want to break a drive shaft or an axle or something like that, an idler gear, a top shaft. You don't want to break any of those pieces. Really what you want to do is have the spur gear break if something needs to break, because spur gears are super cheap. They're like $3-4. They're really easy to replace. You just take off this nut here, stick on a new spur gear, and you can go ahead and run again. So I'm not a big fan of steel spur gears. Steel pinion gears fine, but steel spur gears can pose other problems, or basically kind of mask other problems. If you're breaking a lot of spur gears, there's probably something else wrong with your vehicle. So what I consider to be the best option is actually what I've got running here. So the crux of this is basically an STRC top shaft. So STRC is an aftermarket company. They make an Associated compatible top shaft that fits right in your transmission of a Traxxas. So I bought that piece. It just fits in just like the stock top shaft, and then what it lets you do is basically use any Team Associated spur gear. So Team Associated actually makes a really nice spur gear for the SE10 4x4, which is what I've got running here. So this is a 58 tooth SE10 4x4 32 pitch spur gear. Fits right on. And then the other cool thing is it allows you to upgrade your slipper. So I'm not a big fan of the Traxxas slipper. Those little 3 metal pads just don't work very well. The spring really sucks. Team Associated makes really nice slipper clutches, so they've got a few different options. Pretty much anything from like their B4 and later will fit right in. They make a regular slipper. They make a V2 version which has like 2 pads, and I think a thicker spring. And then I've got the VTS slipper, which is basically a 3-pad system. So it's got a pad on the inside. It's got this little basket with 2 more pads. Basically 4 mating surfaces, gives you a ton of slipper action. It's got a really stiff spring. This is what they run on the B5 and I think the SE10 4x4. So that's another really nice thing about upgrading to this type of spur gear. You get to use the Team Associated slipper system, which is way better. And then the last cool thing is obviously you can fit your original gear cover back on and it doesn't block anything. So you can keep out all your dirt and all that good stuff. So that's what I've upgraded on my Traxxas Rustler I've got here. So hopefully that helped you out. I'm running some pretty serious power now. I'm running an Arma BLX 100 and a 3660 can from an Arma Granite 4x4 BLX. So this is 3S capable. Planning to run a lot more power in this thing and see how it goes. So upgrading to a 32 pitch spur gear definitely helps if you're going to run more power. And anyways, that's it. Hope this helps and you found it interesting. Please like, subscribe to my channel. As always, hit the add notifications bell icon if you want to find out about every new video that comes up, and look for more videos soon. Thanks.